Hi there, hi, good morning everyone. This is Liz Davis. I am a nutritionist and I specialise in digestive health for busy women. So I help busy women fix their IBS, bloating, painful digestion, any kind of associated hormone problems, chronic fatigue, things like that. And I do it with state-of-the-art gut testing normally, hormone testing, and dietary and lifestyle upgrades to gently bring things nicely back into balance for you. So on the subject of testing, I was just going to do a quick rundown of a few scenarios where you may find it useful. So basically what we're offering is quite often clients will have been through all the options that are available to them on the NHS. So they may have very debilitating symptoms, but still their test results that they've had from the NHS are showing up as all clear. But you may, you kind of know that something's not right. You've still got terrible symptoms, and you've maybe just been given a diet plan or something to follow or maybe some medication in order to overcome these symptoms. So what we do is we pick up from where the NHS has left off. So if you have any of the kind of following scenarios, it might be worth kind of considering a private test to get the answers that you need. So firstly then, if you suspect you may have a yeast infection, quite often yeast infections are behind a number of debilitating health issues, not just kind of IBS, but also chronic fatigue and things like that. So if you've tried testing yourself, for example, you may have you can spit into a glass of water and then see what happens. That's supposedly going to tell you if you've got a yeast infection. There are lots of questionnaires online that you can fill in to find out if you've got a yeast infection, or sometimes doctors, or you can look at your own tongue and see if you've got something going on in your mouth. Just because there's nothing in your mouth doesn't mean that there's nothing somewhere else in your system. So a good option for testing for yeast is going to be an organic acid test, because it kind of runs tests all kind of systemically and can find out what's going on. Also comprehensive stool testing as well can tell you if there is any yeast present in the gut. So that's one scenario where you may want to consider private testing. It may just get you the answers that you need. So the second reason is if you suspect you may have picked something up on your travels. So if a parasite, for example, you can pick parasites up abroad, or even at home. Even here you can pick up parasites that can be causing your IBS issue. So the private tests we use now are very, very accurate. They're PCR tests. We all know about those from COVID and everything. They're polymerase chain reaction tests. They're essentially doing forensics in your gut. So whereas before they would have to have isolated the entire parasite in the stool sample in order to get you a positive diagnosis, which is quite hard to do, now they're just looking for traces of DNA in the gut, and it's highly accurate. They can see exactly what's going on in there. So if you suspect it's a parasite behind your symptoms, but you haven't gotten any joy with the other tests you've had, it's worth considering this to finally get some accurate answers. So if you're getting then symptoms around the body as well, so not necessarily in your gut, so you may have chronic fatigue, hormone problems, allergies, autoimmune problems, for example, or fatigue or weight loss issues, then quite often this can be traced back to either something like dysbiosis, or an imbalance in your gut health, your gut bacteria, or leaky gut, for example. So all these things can also be helped by carrying out a comprehensive digestive health test. It can give you an awful lot of information that's very valuable. Lastly is SIBO. So SIBO is quite often behind IBS symptoms. One of the worst symptoms of SIBO is this horrendous bloating, which is really very debilitating. The only accurate way, the best way we have, I should say, of testing for SIBO is with a breath test. You may get offered a test on the NHS. I think rarely you can get them, or some kind of biopsy they may do, but this is much less invasive than that. And it gives us kind of adequate answers as to whether or not SIBO is involved in your kind of causing your problems. So quite often we will use the SIBO breath test in conjunction with a stool test to give us a really nice picture of the state of your gut and what's causing these debilitating problems for you. Okay, so that's a really useful one to use if you do suspect SIBO. So basically then we use for all those kind of scenarios and other scenarios, for example, it takes all the guesswork away so we can really hone the treatment plan. It helps us get much quicker and effective results. And it's also a very good motivator. If you can see in front of you what the problem is, it can really help you to stick to any kind of diet plan or supplement plan or what have you. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. If you would like to speak to me, then do use the link below to book a call in my diary, or just pop me a message if you want more information, and there's some recipes to download as well if you would find that helpful, and do like and share if you did. Okay, I shall see you next time. Bye.